Peacock's 10-part spy thriller is not only one of the best shows of the genre in recent years but also manages to beat James Bond in one intriguing way. The show in question boasts an impressive Rotten Tomatoes score of 85% and features an incredible star-studded cast. Interestingly, it is also based on a highly acclaimed book that has previously been adapted for the big screen. In an era where remakes and reboots are constantly churned out even when they are not usually needed, it is hard not to be skeptical about any TV show or movie that attempts to revive interest in an existing IP. Since the 1973 movie adaptation of Frederick Forsyth's The Day of the Jackal is already considered a brilliant take on the original novel, Peacock's The Day of the Jackal did not have a very strong reason to exist. However, the show justifies its existence by not only honoring the essence of its source material but also giving it a more modern spin. Considering how distinct of a crime thriller the series is, it would be unfair to compare it with bigger franchises like James Bond. Still, it is hard not to notice how it beats James Bond in one significant way. The Day of the Jackal utilized Lashana Lynch better than No Time to Die. Lashana Lynch delivers a memorable performance in both The Day of the Jackal and No Time to Die. However, after watching both the movie and the show, it is hard not to see how The Day of the Jackal gives her a lot more room for putting her acting range on full display. Owing to No Time to Die's runtime and packed roster, Lynch only gets limited screen time. Even during her relatively brief appearances in the movie, her character, Nomi, is mostly portrayed as a foil to Bond with her high competence and professionalism. She exists in a well-structured hierarchy and mostly lies on the heroic side of the character morality spectrum. In The Day of the Jackal, on the other hand, her character, Bianca Pullman, is portrayed as a myopic and obsessive agent in Section 303 of MI6. She seems rude, impetuous, and also does not shy away from crossing many a moral boundary to achieve what she believes serves the greater good. Pullman is not a likable character in The Day of the Jackal and far less rootable than Nomi in No Time to Die. However, this alone makes her a far more memorable and compelling character. The flaws and moral complexities in Pullman's characterization also allow Lashana Lynch to put her acting forte on full display. And she ends up playing the character so well that many viewers cannot help but despise Pullman for her lack of sympathy and immoral behavior. The Day of the Jackal also gives a glimpse of everything from Pullman's personal failures to her struggles with familial ties. This highlights how her professional competence comes with a major cost and makes her seem far more human and relatable than Nomi. Although The Day of the Jackal seemingly risks making Bianca seem a little too flawed, Lashana Lynch does justice to her part as a non-traditional hero and effectively becomes a primary driver of the show's narrative. The Day of the Jackal is a rare example of a remake done right. Most remakes struggle to leave a mark despite being backed by widely popular and successful franchises because they try too hard to imitate their predecessors. Fortunately, Peacock's The Day of the Jackal leverages its long-run and serialized format to improve several aspects of its source material and the 1973 movie adaptation. The Day of the Jackal stands out as a crime thriller franchise because it focuses less on the who and why of its main protagonist. While most spy thrillers remain fixated on everything from their main character's history and motivations, the Frederick Forsyth story explores the how while cleverly maintaining an air of mystery surrounding the protagonist. The Peacock show embraces this by adding layer after layer of mystery and intrigue around the titular Jackal. Throughout its runtime, the series spends a lot of time focusing on the central assassin's intricate methods and the psychological cat-and-mouse game that unfolds between him and Lashana Lynch's Bianca. The show's dual narrative, which switches back and forth between Bianca and the Jackal's perspective, also ensures that viewers completely immerse themselves in its high-stakes drama and get a glimpse of what both sides are thinking. It also adds a semblance of realism to Frederick Forsyth's original story by dropping references to real-world geopolitics. After the show's season 1 success, it is expected to return with another installment in which Eddie Redmayne will reprise his leading role. While it seems unlikely that The Day of the Jackal will become as big of a cultural phenomenon as James Bond in the future, the Peacock show has the potential to be touted as one of the best crime thriller adaptations if its second season repeats the first installment's success.